Hey man, happy Sunday and welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast Show with your boy Sarge. Yes, sir. We have a special edition today. We're talking I-10 to the end. Man, it's the salt and pepper edition. That's what I call it, man. Let everybody know we're on. Share with a friend. K4L, let's go.
I was asked the other day, hey Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting y'all gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting y'all gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Slide on my road glide, looking so fly. 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I-10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We iron elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Run it up, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it, I scrape the town burning loud when the smoke clear up. You know I hardly did it, I'm real naughty with it. My ride clean when it bling, I show the lean on the scene to get jiggy with it. No did it, get it, I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down and split it, backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lames riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, roll the wall down the road, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do?
Hey man, once again, welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast Show with your boy Sarge. Hey man, I try. I'm gonna do some petty stuff, man. So I'm at the barbershop today getting a haircut. I'm listening to my barber, man, and we talking about a lot of stuff. We solving all the problems of the world. And I'm just saying this, man. I don't care what's going on in life. Cream rises to the top. If you're talented, if you have good work ethic, everything is gonna be all right for you, man. For you guys that are worried about everything that's going on the news, man, I'm gonna just say this. Go to work, man. It'll solve all your problems. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna leave it alone, man. But that's not the reason why we're here today. We're here to talk to the ladies, man, about their epic cross-country ride. I-10 to the end. And man, the only thing that bothered me when I first started off when they launched, I couldn't come up with a name for them. It took me about a couple seconds after it was over, and I thought about it. It's the salt and pepper edition, man, of I-10 to the end. I got Boston, I got Bubblz, man, and we're gonna talk about the epic ride and all the cool things that they went through when going across the country. So, with that being said, ladies, top of the evening to you. How you doing?
Good. I am doing well.
Man, they're so cool. How you feeling? You've been back, what, about 2-3 days now? How long has it been?
I got back yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh, because you was out there clowning. You was having a good time.
Yeah.
You was out there having a good time.
We'll call it that.
Hey, Bubblz, what about what did you get home?
I got home Friday around 3, 4.
About 3 or 4. Okay, so we had one that had to get back to Georgia, and then one that had to get back to North Carolina. Am I correct?
Correct.
I think from when I saw you guys, y'all split ways around Birmingham, maybe east of Birmingham.
No, it was Memphis.
Really, Memphis.
Hmm.
Okay, so one took 22, and the other one took 40.
I know I took 40. Bubblz, what
Okay,
did you have to take?
I think I took the 55.
55, like going through Montgomery.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Okay. At least my geography is geography. I think I have a small clue. But anyway, first and foremost, let's say this: welcome home, great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
So ladies, we're gonna talk about this ride. We're gonna talk about this I-10 to the end. Okay, now we got one who's done it twice. We have one who done it one time. Let me preface this. Let me say this. In my opinion, I think no one ride is the same. Is that fair?
That is accurate.
Okay, there's always things that are going on in these rides. So with that being said, so we take off. You guys took off on a Saturday morning. Was it a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning? Help me out.
It was Friday morning.
It was on a Friday morning. Okay, you guys took out on a Friday morning around, what we want to say, about 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m.
Yep.
5 a.m. Okay. So coming together, this tandem, because I know you guys are not in the same club. I know you're not in the same club. What brought things together for you two to want to make this ride together? Was it like a, hey girl, I'm doing this, you want to do it? Was it one of those things, or was it something that you guys planned for a while?
No, I was going to do it anyway. I knew I was going to ride back to California to see family. And I wanted to do the 10. Why not do the 10? So I let Boston know, and we just said we're going to do it together. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because Boston always down to ride now. She's down to go anywhere, anytime, anywhere. Okay, so you guys reached out to each other. For folks that don't know, you guys are still in pretty close proximity to each other, Georgia and North Carolina, respectfully. Okay, so you guys decided. How much planning time did you need to get together? Because I know y'all ground pounders. So how much time did you guys need to actually prepare for this ride?
Prepare with each other or prepare individually?
Prepare with each other.
I think, Bubblz, you mentioned it, when we were in Daytona?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think I talked to her like once or twice leading up to it, and then maybe a day or two before, we had like a concrete plan of when we were leaving, how long we were going to take, and how long we would stay in California. So I think we actually planned it in like 3 conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just well, put this way, when you're dealing with ground pounders, and for those folks who are out there watching today that's going to be on with us, ground pounders really is just a slang saying for guys and girls who really enjoy riding their motorcycles. Is that a fair definition of it? They just love to ride
you
their
have
motorcycles.
to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like ground pounder means lots of miles or long distance trips,
They
or lots of
down to
time
ride
on your bike.
Yeah, they're down to ride, whatever. Weather's not an issue. Day of the week is not an issue. They love to ride their motorcycles. So for these ladies, it's a little bit different. Okay, from what I kind of understand, it's more administrative. Hey, days, time, leave. It wasn't a bunch of preparation stuff, because I like to think that the level of experience is probably pretty close to one another. So when girl, did you get your oil changed? I don't think we was on that level, were we not?
I mean, no, I didn't check on her like that, and she didn't check on me like that,
Mm-hmm.
because I think, we both know.
Yeah, it's a given. We've
Yeah.
both been. If you're going to be long distance on your bike for a while, you want to make sure oil change and everything else is up to par. So
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this before we get into it knee deep. Let's thank everybody for being on with us this evening. I got some heavy hitters in here today. Breezy does it. Thank you for being with us today. Winston Johnson, man, we was on today. We had a time, man. And we enjoyed talking to you guys. Blowout and 360 about you guys' ride. Bolo, appreciate you, brother. D Bell, who rides this motorcycle all over the planet. Hopefully I see he's back home safe and sound. I think they guys at the taco run. My man Low Key, the smartest man I know in the motorcycle community today. Tiffany Renee, glad to have you on with us this evening, hanging out with us. So we got some folks in as you're coming in. Please don't hesitate to hit the like button and let us know you guys are with us and to keep the algorithms going. So Low Key just said, what was Bubblz' longest ride prior to this one? I think Bubblz, you went San Diego?
That was San Diego. So my longest ride, my first long distance ride, when I say long distance, more than 12 hours, was when I moved from San Diego to Georgia. And that was also my first Iron Butt. So, and that was in 2022. I did that ride. So, and I fell in love with it.
That's pretty long. Atlanta to San Diego is pretty dang long.
Yeah,
would you agree? Yeah. So both ladies have experience with long distance riding, obviously. So we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about it. So ladies, let's go ahead and tee this up. Okay, you get into Jacksonville that morning. We meet you and we see you guys, y'all in good spirits. I think y'all got to Jacksonville, Thursday night? Am I correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So we see you in Jacksonville Thursday night, Friday morning. You guys are ready to go, man. I'm seeing smiles. I'm seeing Boston be Boston. Doing what Boston do.
What did I do?
She rocking the gear. You rocking the gear. She rocking the Boston MQ gear. Doing her thing. And I see Bo. She's smiling. Everybody's smiling. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what's the first leg? So the first leg, I think we talked about at the gas station. You guys said, as far as we're not going to do anything crazy, we're going to enjoy the ride. We're going from Jacksonville to Baton Rouge. Am I correct?
Correct.
Because y'all had some eating to do. So let's talk about it. Coming out the gate, ladies, what was the first day like? What was going on? What did you guys experience during the first leg of the ride?
I feel like the first leg was like so easy. Like there was no traffic, there was no bad weather, it wasn't cold. It was like we stopped at Starbucks and sat in the in Starbucks for like 20 minutes just drinking and chatting. There was another club that came through. They came in and they were talking to us while we were sitting there. And it was just it was an easy ride. We stopped at what, like one or two Harley dealerships. One I know for sure in Biloxi. But for me, it was easy. It was a comfortable ride.
Yeah, y'all were chilling, man. Y'all were getting on my nerves. It was like, wait, I'm just playing around. But yeah, the first day coming out the gate seemed like it was no thing for you guys. I was looking at your speed on 360, and y'all were abiding by speed limits, so to speak.
Y'all was modest.
Yeah, y'all were modest. Y'all were doing your thing.
We're going with the flow of traffic.
Oh, with the flow of traffic. Hey, that's what I always say. As long as I'm going with the flow of traffic, I'm good. So coming out the gate, I think because you guys, it was still dark when you guys took off. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. I know it was a bunch of construction in Jacksonville, whether it was in 95 as well as the I-10. A lot of construction. So for all my riders that are getting ready to take off next week, just be prepared for it. Jacksonville's got a whole lot of crap going on in the city, and most of the time they do most of the construction after hours. D Bell say Boston was doing the speed limit. D Bell, you know the deal, man. Hey man, we ain't finna put her out.
That's a lot of question marks, D Bell.
Yeah, hey, but we know what the deal is, bro. That's Boston. We know what the deal is. Okay, so would that be also I explained to everybody, and you guys tell me, once you get out of Jacksonville, when you're going through Osceola Forest, was there any issues out there with deer, wild animals? Was it pretty clear for you guys that morning?
It was. Mm-hmm. It was pretty
clear. It was clear. It was easy. The only thing that was in the way was tractor trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they get up and get pushing in the morning, and I always tell my people, when you want to make distance, as I get older with seeing and being dark, that's normally the best time to make up distance, because once those tractor trailers get on the road and get moving, they get in the way. They truly get in the way. But leaving Jacksonville at the time that you guys left, there's always an issue with deer coming through Osceola Forest for about a 20-mile stretch. And typically, once you get past that, it kind of opens up once you get west of Tallahassee. Is that what you guys experienced, or was it just really easy breezy for you?
It was easy
It was
breezy.
easy. No issues or anything. I was waiting on the baby deer to come out. There's nothing.
Okay. Well, very good. You guys, good. Hey, if there's no problem, we ain't gonna make none.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna make none. Okay, so the first day was really well. I think the first day you guys' leg was what, 600 miles? Baton Rouge, yeah, a little over 500, close to 600
Yeah.
miles. Am I correct?
Yeah. Oh,
So,
you left out the biggest highlight was running into Low Key on where were we?
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Milton,
yeah, yeah.
Florida.
Y'all hit. Yeah,
Mhm.
because Low Key was coming in for the all female ride.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, y'all caught him in what, Louisiana?
No, West Milton, Florida. So we got him,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh,
in Florida.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Man, forgive me. Let me see if I got that photo. God dang it! I thought I did see that photo. Where is it at? Maybe I get it. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I saw y'all.
Yeah, because he did
Uh,
a video.
yeah. Let's see. I could have sworn I had. Lord, forgive me. I don't know why I didn't have that prep. But as we go on the show, I'm gonna find that photo of you guys in Low Key. He caught you guys at the gas station. Am I correct?
Correct.
Because you guys were rock stars on this ride, man. You guys got a boatload of attention. I'm looking around. I'm like, they doing their thing, man. And people were checking in. They were like, man, are the girls good? I said, bro, they straight. They ain't doing no more goofing off the whole time on the ride. They straight. Okay, so I'm gonna find that picture. But so we meet up with Low Key in Milton, Florida. For those that don't know where Milton is, it's right there on the Panhandle. So matter of fact, he just hit there. There was a blip on the radar. Yeah, Milton is pretty small. So we meet up there. We hit Low Key up. We continue to push. So say once we get off the Panhandle, let's talk about for the Panhandle to Baton Rouge. Any issues, any problems at all? Anything that we need to know about?
No. So look, now for me, everything is kind of run together. But
Mhm.
um I don't think we had any issue. I know we stopped in Biloxi, so that means Alabama was clear.
Mhm.
And then riding through Mississippi, that was good. And then we were gonna stop and have lunch, but I looked at the time and I'm like, well, we don't want to get caught in afternoon traffic because it's a Friday.
Mhm.
So we skipped eating. And then we kept going and we rode into Louisiana. There was a little bit of traffic once we were in New Orleans, but it was flowing. It was
Mhm.
congested but flowing.
Because I think you guys, for some reason, every once in a while it works out that way. Where it's really nice. You guys don't have a lot of issues going on. Seemed like the first day coming out the gate, it was really pleasant for you guys to ride. And
Mhm.
it was funny because the week before we had the Soldiers United, man, they called everything under the sun. I don't even think you guys got bad weather the first day. Am I correct?
Correct.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to get into it on your second day, but if you would have left just a week before, the Soldier United caught it. They took
Mm.
all that work, man. So they took all the brunt of the bull job so you guys didn't have to. So thank them guys, man,
Thank you.
for
Thank
taking
you
all
very
the bad weather
much.
for you guys. But what we got on the screen right now is the ladies that morning when they took off at the I-10 sign, right, getting ready to take off, man. So they were excited. They were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, man. It was good to go. So okay, so the first day we get in, we get to Baton Rouge. You guys bedded down. Y'all got to Baton Rouge what about 4:36, 4:30 in the evening, perhaps?
Yeah, something about like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So you hung out. So I'm looking at. So Boston said to me, "I'm gonna set this up." So Boston said, "Hey Sarge, we're gonna get in Baton Rouge. We're gonna have a good meal. We're gonna enjoy ourselves." I said, "Cool." What was the second day late? She said, "Sarge, we're going all the way to El Paso." That's when my radar went up. I said, "Oh, okay. You're gonna take the first day easy, and the second day you're gonna take hard."
Yep.
And then I'm finna turn it over to you now. I'm like, okay, this kind of sound like Boston. Boston gonna do what Boston gonna do. I'm thinking that's a long ass ride.
It's
The
like
second day.
1,050 miles. That's not even that
Yeah.
bad.
But you don't start off easy and then work your way hard. You start off
Yeah.
hard, then you start going easy. And
But
then when
we
you
we
no, go
wanted
ahead,
to
I'm
stop.
listening.
We wanted to stop and eat in Baton Rouge. And then like to make up time, push all the way to the other side of Texas.
Okay, okay. I mean, it's doable. It's doable if you're a ground pounder. If you a bad to the bone rider, you can do it. No problem. A thigh wow, and I want everybody to understand. There's levels to this thing here. To be honest, if you're doing a thigh wow in a day, you're a pretty damn good rider. And the whole Iron Elite get down, the Iron Elite family, the Ride to Eat family, a thigh wow in a day is kind of like fundamental. But that's not what the average motorcycle rider does. I would even say the average motorcycle rider 600 miles in a day is a lot.
Hot.
It's a lot. And if you don't believe me, do some Googling on what the average motorcycle rider does for mileage in a year, and you'll be shocked what they truly do. So when we talk about this thing, that's why I want a lot of the viewers who see these things to understand it's levels to this thing. What these ladies are doing are not the average. That's what the typically the really experienced riders do. So 600 the first day, extraordinary, good. That's a whole day's ride. It's a great ride. A powwow means you're going to be putting in real work. And what these ladies had to deal with on the thigh wow on the back end, they also had to ride the gauntlet, which we'll be talking about in a minute. So, ladies, the second day y'all get out the gate, y'all wake up, and y'all gonna roll. What about 6, 7?
What was it 6?
I
I
think
think
it
we left
was
at like 6.
6 o'clock.
No, actually it was 7 because we planned to make a stop in Houston at like 9 something. Was that what it
Yeah,
was?
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all was just flat out enjoying yourself.
Yep.
Y'all was okay.
We had a
Okay.
plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
we-
had plans. So the second day getting out of the gate, any issues, any problems? So the second day, let's take it all the way up to San Antonio. What was your experiences? What do we need to know in that stretch of road?
I mean, so it was almost the dream ride because we skated through Houston. We rode right by all the traffic. Deuces, went right by everybody, hit the HOV lane, went around anybody who got in the way, and got to the other side of Houston as though everybody was at home asleep. And I think we got hit with like 5 minutes of rain, and then after that it was weird weather in Texas. I forget where was that point. Was it before San Antonio where we that like 20-degree drop?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
was
It was
that before San
before.
Antonio?
Huh?
Because I remember when you posted and said that it was
Yeah,
starting to get a little.
that was crazy. It was 84
Mhm.
degrees, and then like we hit a wall of cold, and it
Mhm.
dropped to 64. And I would like to address Midwest Solo because he was like, "Oh, 64, that's shorts weather." Yes, that is shorts weather when you're walking around not doing anything, or you live in Minnesota and are used to 33-degree
So
weather days. But
yeah,
it was 84 degrees 1,000 feet ago, and then now it's 64 degrees. So yeah, it was cold. It was a shocking drop.
yeah, I saw the video when you posted the video, and here's the thing. Let me uh, uh, Low key said good thigh while it takes 15, 16 hours short gas time. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. David, Sonny said, how many Starbucks did you get? Hey man,
One
we're gonna
every
be clowning
day.
today. We're gonna be immature today. How many Starbucks did you guys hit?
One every day. So how long were we gone?
Both
10
are gonna do
days?
a she gonna do a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look, but I've gotten better. It's only Starbucks on the road. When I'm home,
yeah,
I make my own coffee now. So
yeah,
Starbucks
yeah.
on the road.
Hey, we done derailed the whole show. We finna just get immature. But I saw you hit Bucky's. Was it in Baytown?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Bucky's. Did you get a barbecue sandwich?
No.
Oh my God. You gotta get a buck. Hey, you can't hit Bucky's and don't hit a barbecue, get a barbecue sandwich. We done derailed
Yeah.
the whole show. Come on, y'all stop, man. Y'all finna start making me act immature. So anyway, so when we were riding, when you guys took off the second day, and this is what I saw. And a lot of times I'm seeing riders in front of you guys. I might see riders in different spaces, and I saw you guys. And one thing I don't do is I try not to bug my riders while on the road because I want you guys to focus on everything that you need to focus on. But I saw what you and Bubblz were coming up against. And here's the wife, because she be watching the weather. Watching. We're sitting there and having dinner, and the wife, the weather finna get ugly. Weather finna get ugly. And then I saw it. I saw what Soldier United was going through, and I saw Boston with a hoodie. I'm like, it's finna get cold. It's finna get rainy. And then when you make that post, what was going on? And I think I reached out to you ladies and I said, how far are you going? You're like, yeah, we're going to try to push to El Paso. But passively, I was thinking, please don't go to El Paso. Because you guys were running into the night. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was really starting to get cold. Am I correct?
Correct. Very correct.
Yeah, things were changing fast. And for those that are tracking where we at now, are we in San Antonio? Or at that point,
Yeah.
did we stop in Bernie to Reeves' house at that point?
Yeah, after San Antonio, we stopped there. So when we stopped to see him, we actually hadn't hit the worst of everything yet. It definitely was cloudy. It was a little bit, the temperature had dropped a little bit, but it wasn't horrible. But then as we got away from Reef's house, like the temperature was just like, just kept going down.
Starting to get a little tougher, huh?
Yes.
Because at this point, now I know I saw Bubblz, you had heated gear, am I correct?
I had heated gear, but I learned a lesson on this trip that I had the hot wire gloves with another brand jacket, and I guess hot wire only works with hot wire products.
Stuff.
So
Yeah.
my jacket or gloves weren't working. So
Holy moly. Yeah.
So I didn't learn that until a few hours in, and so I just went without the gloves because I needed some type of heat, and my jacket was working well after that.
What was the temperature looking like for you guys? But when we were Western Bernie, was the temperature really unbearable, or is it what's just uncomfortable, but we can deal with it, Sarge?
It was what, like 44, 42,
Okay.
38,
Yeah, low
32.
40s, 30s. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lower when you're riding.
And then it was like wet
Mm-hmm.
because there was intermittent rain. So it was bad.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I think Nasty had reached out to me, and I saw a couple posts that Nasty made where he was dealing with freezing rain.
Yep.
And
Which
I
is
think,
the direction we were headed.
yeah, that exactly, because Nasty had reached out to me and he said, D Bell finna come on, the professor finna come on, he finna set us all right. Did you catch what he just said? Let's see. You catch that? Hey, D Bell gonna always make sure we right. D Bell gonna always make sure you do it. Because when you guys were out there, I think we were in the middle of the all-female ride here in Jacksonville, and You guys were like rock stars, man. I was sitting in a hotel that evening, and it was all of us around. It was D Bell, it was Sonny, it was for a while low key before he had to take off and head back to Houston. But it was the East Coast Wind Sisters. It was the triple threat ladies out of North Carolina. It was everybody. We're all sitting around the table talking about you guys. I think that's probably when we called you guys on FaceTime. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. You guys were like the talk of the town. So we see you guys now at this point. We're cruising along, and we're west of Bernie. What made you guys pull up? Because y'all pulled up in Van Horn.
It was it Van Horn? Yeah, because wait, no, Van Horn is after Fort Stockton. So it was
Yes,
Sonora. Sonora,
Sonora.
Texas.
Okay, so you pulled up in Sonora. For
Hmm.
those that don't know, Sonora's a little town in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Is that fair? Is that fair, ladies? Yeah,
Small is giving it a lot of credit.
yeah. So Sonora. I'm trying to put that in perspective. Uh, K
If you
Solo like to
blink,
do
you'll miss
the
it.
K Solo like to do the motels that like they put them on the Scream movies and the horror movies. The hotels where they do the slash killings and stuff like that. So Sonora, I think, only has maybe a couple hotels.
I think there was like two or three, and so for what you're saying, how they make the slasher movies out of those motels,
Yeah.
that is where we stayed. However, we're lucky
Oh.
in that somebody decided to come in 3 years ago and renovate it, and so it was actually nice. But you could tell it used to be a
Oh.
former slasher movie.
Yeah. It was a janky hotel
Yes,
with
yes,
with
that somebody
with
came
better
in and
flooring.
painted the walls.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you're out there, and where we're at right now for the viewers that are tuning in today, we're in the area that we affectionately call the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is that area of almost 500 miles from Bernie, Texas, after you leave Bernie, Texas, to El Paso, where in itself it's a lot of rural area. It's a lot of desert, very little population. So when things go wrong in the Gauntlet, it's multiplied times 10 because recovery help, hospitals, gas stations, etc., are very sparse. So we call that area the Gauntlet portion of the ride of the I-10 to the end. So the ladies are in Sonora, which is a large town compared to uh, nothing.
Mm.
It's the New York City almost of nowhere. So the ladies were at that. So you guys decided to pull up in Sonora. Was it a weather issue in Sonora, or was it a fatigue issue?
It was weather. It was, what were we at then? Like 30 something degrees,
Yeah, 30s.
raining, and was it like 7 o'clock at night? I think it was evening, so it was like, okay, let's just cut it here. Because for me, like, I've been through there before. I mean, Bubbles has been through there before too.
Right.
But
Mhm.
like, I know that there's not much coming up. And if there is, it's 100 to 200 miles in between those things.
Right.
So we had to stop for gas. And then I saw that there was a hotel. And I actually, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna be sleeping like with my hoodie on, tied around my face, my clothes and my boots on, because I don't want to get in the slasher hotel. Um, but we wound up over there. But it turned out to be a nice hotel. But yeah, I knew like we had another 100 or 200 before we would come to something else, and it would definitely have been dark and cold and raining. So we
I'm so
stopped.
happy you pulled up. I'm so happy you pulled up. And I was counting on eventually you guys to see and that's why it's so important for us when we're on this IT to the end to post in real time, because there's always riders coming behind you one way or the other. So it could be riders coming from the west to the east, or it could be riders coming right behind you within hours. And they know what you need to know. Because one time a couple years ago, rest in peace to my man, Mr. Clean, him and Cut Breed was actually coming through the same area that you guys were coming through. And this is something I learned. It was a what is that thing called? A microburst,
Mm.
some type of weird electrical storm that was going on. in that same area where there's a lot of hill, there was a lot of flooding and crazy stuff. And then I actually had two riders. I think it was Big Win, him and the boss. They were coming behind those guys, and they were getting ready to push past San Antonio, and they saw the post they made, and they were like, "We're holding up. We're gonna go ahead and bed down right here in San Antonio," because they were getting ready to run into the same situation because the hotel actually lobby had flooded over. So imagine being on a motorcycle in the middle of nowhere and dealing with a kind of situation like that. But you ladies, when I saw you and you pulled up, and I said, "Thank goodness I could rest well now because I know the ladies are going to be in good hands because I'm sure where you were was extremely dark, and we're talking cold, and we're talking at this point now. If anything goes wrong, it's going to be multiplied. Is that a fair assessment?"
Very fair.
Yeah.
I would even use the word desolate. It was like a desolate area.
Mhm.
It was nothing.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. So we shut down in Sonora. We wake up the next morning. What time did we get up and what time did we start pushing?
It was like 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, y'all be
7, or
sleeping
did we
in,
wait
don't
later?
you? Y'all don't be playing. Y'all sleep in, don't you?
Well, no, that's me
Yeah.
because if it was
That's
up to
Boston.
Bubblz,
My magic hour is three in the morning when I go on
if
the
it was
long
up to
trip.
Bubblz, we would have been
Yeah.
up at 3 every day.
Yeah. Anybody who knows me knows three in the morning is my magic hour to leave.
Yeah. And Bo's like, man,
Yeah,
please, let me get some coffee.
exactly. I'm
He's like
like,
3 days like, no. I was like, okay, what time?
Like, damn it, we start where we start.
right. Look, California ain't going nowhere. We'll get there.
Facts. California gonna be there. I'm gonna guarantee you that. So y'all get up and get
Yeah.
pounded at 7 a.m. At this point, we're still talking about probably pretty cool weather. Am I correct?
Very like 32 degrees when we woke up. And that was
Yeah.
another factor of like for me, I'm like, well, let's at least wait until the sun is almost showing because that can make a difference too.
Mm,
Even if it's cold, but if you have the sunlight, like that
yeah.
that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I remember one time, yeah, I think it might have been last year, and I was coming through the desert and I pulled into a small little town. I got gassed. And the lady said, "How you doing?" I said, "Ma'am, I am freezing my tail off." She said, "Yeah, that's how the desert is." But she said, "Give it about 30 minutes, you'll be roasting your behind off too." So the desert is really cold.
Mhm.
And then
And
as soon
really
as that
hot.
sun comes out, the desert gets really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So okay, so we're rocking and rolling from Sonora. So going from Sonora to El Paso, any issues, any problems?
Yeah, we lost a whole day. So
Mm,
when we left Sonora that morning, I didn't feel great, but I'm like, well, maybe once I get going, I'll start to feel better. Um, and I think we got about 2 hours into the ride, and it was about time to stop for gas, anyways. And I found a Love's, and we stopped, and I told her, I said, I gotta go inside and sit down for a minute. And like though there was a Hardee's. I sat in the booth and I went to sleep because I started to get a headache. I suffer from migraines, and between the cold weather, the wet, the sinus pressures and stuff that I was already having, like I it triggered a migraine. And so I thought I could sleep for a little bit and then we could get up and get moving, but after an hour and I sat up, I looked at her, I said, I'm not going to be able to do it. So we rode down the street and got a hotel, and I went into that hotel. I think I took off like 1 or 2 layers. I know I didn't take off everything, but I got in the bed and I was asleep
He was
by
out.
1 o'clock in the
Mhm.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Like I was so sick. And I
uh,
felt
um,
bad because Bubblz was there
No,
and
don't
he's
feel bad.
fine.
no,
Yeah.
Bubbles was on it. Bubbles was on
Mhm.
it. Matter of fact, we were the wife and I we were actually sitting in the restaurant feeding our face, and I remember when Bubbles reached out, and I thought about what was going on, and we were just kind of talking, and I said, "Okay, here we go, electrolytes,
Mhm.
electrolytes," and the ladies, actually, the wife was the one who actually brought it up to me originally, and I thought about when you said that, or when Bubbles talked to me and told me what was going on. I thought about me coming back some years ago, coming across the 40, going into Oklahoma City, and here's it. And you guys tell me, you let me know. This is my comparison. When it's cold, it's deceptive because you don't think the hydration is an issue. You might not think other things an issue because the cold is what the cold is. But sometimes the cold is almost as worse as the heat because there's a lot of shivering and things that's going on in the body, and you're dehydrating fast. You just don't realize it because it's cold outside and you're losing electrolytes. And this is what I was told. And I remember, again, rolling into Oklahoma City, I was about to shut it down. I was about to get a hotel room because I think me and Big Sale was on the road, and I was going through it. And he said, Sarge, pull in adult Pedialyte. I hit the adult Pedialyte. I mean, within a couple of hours, I felt like a brand new man, from the adult Pedialyte. So I think when Bubblz called me and she talked to me, that was the first thing I said to you. I said, Bubblz, get the adult Pedialyte. Y'all bed down. Y'all doing a smart thing. She's going to feel like $1 million tomorrow, and you guys are going to be able to pound away. Was that, am I close, or was that?
No, that was once you recommended that, because she was really sick, the migraines and everything. And I started to get worried looking for hospitals, God forbid, if it came to that, because I didn't know how bad it got for you, but the adult Pedialyte, I had that delivered with some snacks, just in case, she woke up and got hungry or something to keep, to help with the migraines and everything else. So I had all delivered to the hotel.
Well, the body does what the body does. The body tells you if you don't want to sit down, the body gonna tell you to sit down. So you guys did the wise thing, because sometimes we get hard headed and we want to pound because I'm a ground pounder. I can get out. I can just fight my way through it. We can soldier our way through it. We can no, sit down and live the fight the next day. So I remember that. I remember Bubble sent me the picture of the PLI. I said, they're in good hands. They're in good hands. So you did the right thing. So you shut it down, and Boston, you slip it away. You were like Superman the next day. Am I correct?
Were we? Wasn't that we got up the next day and
you were showing off the next day though. Yeah. You were showing off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were showing off because you like, okay, all right. I had to go down. I had to take a step. So the next day I'm finna show him. With a low key say, oh Lord, low key say Boston would never be hard-headed.
Okay, first of all, so excuse me, I would like to dial it back a little bit here.
Okay, dial it back.
Bubblz is the one. Bubblz is the silent killer because she is the one. Well, it's only 1,089 miles, and it's going to be this temperature. And by the time we get to Arizona, it'll be fine. And then we'll do this, and I'm like, okay.
Oh,
okay. I was following her.
Oh, so she the smiley. So she the smiley face gangster.
Yes. She people sleep on Bubblz. I'm telling you, they're like, oh, she's so quiet, she's so cute. She's a killer. She had me fooled. She had me fooled. Yes. I'm glad you set the record straight. Yes.
Yeah. Because I thought she was officer safety. No. So we're gonna be safe. We're gonna do the safe thing. But you try to tell me that, oh yeah, okay, all right, I got it now.
Yeah. Look, can I tell the story that really describes Bubblz?
Give us the uncut story.
So we were riding through the desert, right? And I don't even know, were we in California yet? No,
we weren't. I know what you're about to say.
Because we were, so it's 2 lanes through the desert. Lots of tractor trailers. And you know how sometimes they'll move over to the left when they're going to pass whoever in front, but they're only still going like 70 something miles an hour. So it was 2 trucks riding side by side, and then there was 2 cars behind in the left lane. We were behind the 2 cars. And I'm like moving. My thing is to move onto the dotted line so that like they can see me in the mirror, like get the hell out of the way. And nobody was moving. Bubblz comes from behind me, pulls up on side. I thought she was gonna be like, I need gas. She looks at me, she goes,
I did the signal for split. I was like, let's go.
Oh, she thought she was in Cali.
She took off. She split right between those trucks,
Wow.
hauled butt down the road. We
So she
came up
thought she was
on
in Cali or Arizona.
two other trucks. She went right between them. And then, like, once we got way out far in front of everybody, she moved over, slowed down, and got back behind me.
Oh, that's vicious.
I
That's
was like,
vicious.
we're gonna be here forever. Let's just go.
Hey, she the smiley face assassin now. You the smiley face assassin.
Look, I'm trying to be respectful, and she's like,
The hell with that. We
and
pushing.
we went.
Hey,
I'm like, oh,
hey, don't
okay,
make
I'm
me play my
sorry.
Ludacris song.
Yeah, but then the
Move,
rest of
get out
the
the
day, she
way.
was just splitting left and right. I was like, shoot,
Wow.
okay.
Wow. hey, for those that don't know what we're talking about, well, hopefully everybody know what we're talking about. Tractor trailers, some of those tractor trailers are governed, have governors on them. So most of them can't do more than, say, 75 miles an hour. So they try to pass another truck that's doing 70 at 72. And it takes 10 minutes damn near for you to pass a truck. And we're just sitting back there and dealing with the headache of trying to get around these tractor trailers. Because even on a motorcycle, the thing is, you either want to be ahead of the tractor trailers or you want to be behind them. You don't want to be beside them because the air and the current starts to drag you closer to the trailer. So you never want to be riding next to a tractor trailer for too long of a time. Get in front of them or get way behind them. Is that fair, ladies?
Yeah, I feel like even just because I don't want to be in their blind spot.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
That too. Because it comes close. They can't see you. You're on the bike and they got a lot of things going on. So I would always say when on a motorcycle on an open highway, either get well ahead of them or stay well behind them. You don't want to be next to them or around them because again, there's a lot of blind spots on a tractor trailer that they don't see these motorcycles until it's too late. Not to mention the draft from the trailer could start sucking you towards the truck or the trailer. So just some FYI stuff. So anyway, ladies, so we're pushing again. We're on the we're still in the gauntlet. We're pushing now, and our mission is we're gonna go from Sonora to what was our destination that we were gonna try to hit?
It was Fort Stockton to the end.
Oh, stop it.
Fort Stockton to Santa Monica Pier. It's
Stop
1,089 miles.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, let's take this in pieces then. Okay, so it's starting to warm up. I'm sure at this point by the time you made it El Paso, am I correct? Started to warm up a little bit on you guys.
I
Still
mean,
cold?
the sun was out. The warm didn't really come until Arizona?
Yeah, the end of Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Hey, but I'm with D-Bell, man. I worry about the tires on the tractor trailer blowing. I've seen a lot of times where tractor trailers blow a tire ahead of me, or you might see a tire starting to come unravel, and then you got to start thinking defensively on a motorcycle. I agree with D-Bell on that because one could blow off, and what we call them when we have strips of tires that pop off in the road, we call them highway alligators.
Yeah.
They can mess things up for a bike in a heartbeat.
Yep.
So ladies,
years ago on my Gixxer, I had a sport bike, 2008 Gixxer in Arizona on the 8, and we were staggered. It was about 10 of us, and I was closer to the back, but couldn't swerve in time. I barely missed it, but a piece of it got the bottom of my bike and ripped the bottom off. So yeah, those things are deadly.
oh, it's no joke. It's no joke. It can mess up your day if you're not careful, especially if a big enough strip of a tractor trailer. I always say this, man. When you're on a bike, tractor trailer, just get away from them. They're not your friend. Just either get way ahead of them or stay way behind them. And if you are pulling up to them, don't ease up to them. Get up there and get past them fast.
Yep.
Because if something bad happens, it's gonna be your bad day, not their bad day. I can tell you that. Okay, so ladies, so we ripping through. It's still cold. We're still dealing with what we got to deal with. We're freezing our tail off because we got heated gear that don't work with what we got going on, and then we got another one that ain't got no heated gear, but we fighting through it because we're fighting a good fight. So Any issues in New Mexico that we need to talk about? Any construction, any weather, or other than just being cold?
I mean, the construction starts right outside of El Paso and goes all the way through.
That's right.
Mhm.
I think through New Mexico, where they're working on the highway, and
Mhm.
they've been working on that highway since the last time I
Since
officially did the I-10 to the end.
Christ was a child.
Yeah,
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 El Paso, that west of El Paso, getting ready to cross the um, New Mexico state line is consistent construction.
hmm
And then New Mexico, you go from Texas, which is the Wild Wild West. You can run at 80 to now it's double speed fines in New Mexico. Am I correct?
yeah.
There's double speed fines, but there's a lot of construction in that area. You got to be very careful going through there. And there's nothing, I think, coming through New Mexico. We're talking about maybe 3 major towns, if you want to call it that. You got, I can't remember the town. As soon as you cross, D-Bell, help me out. The town, as soon as you cross into New Mexico, then you got Los Cruces,
hmm
which is about another hour or so down the road. And then you got Lordsburg. Because I think
Yeah.
from
Oh, yeah.
end
Because
to
we
end,
stopped in Lordsburg.
yeah,
Which is
yeah,
that even a town? Like there was
no.
nothing there either, except for the truck stop.
It's a truck stop and there's a chicken place.
There you go.
Chicken place. Yeah, yeah. So we get through that. So no issues. So we're barreling through Arizona. Anything to talk about going through Arizona?
It's hot.
Yeah.
It got
So now
hot.
when it got hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it got hot. I can't remember. Oh, it was trafficy because when we got to Phoenix, it was immediately like ridiculous congestion. I think there was like 5 or 6 lanes of traffic on the highway, and they
Yeah,
were
it was.
all slowed down.
Mhm.
Because Phoenix is, I'm not gonna lie, Phoenix, I actually like what I see in Phoenix now. They're really opening up the I-10. They're doing a lot of construction because Phoenix is getting, I'm starting to think that there's probably 1 million people a year starting to move to Phoenix because it's really getting really congested, but they're really opening up the highways for you in Phoenix. And now here in Arizona, you can split lanes now. Did you ladies know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think they
I didn't
passed
know
that
A
law
that.
last.
little more
Oh yeah,
restrictive than
yeah,
California, but
yeah. They passed that law. I want to say last year, and when I got word of it, it was like, yeah, happy days are here again. It was awesome, what we could do now in Arizona. But understand that if you can hit Phoenix at a certain time of day, it can be a long day if you're not careful. It's a long day with because there's a lot of isn't there construction going into Phoenix?
Yes, they were working on the
Okay.
highway. And then even they're still where they have opened it up, they are still doing construction. And I can remember from the last time what they were doing where there was the highway itself, and then they were making like a sub highway, I guess, so
Hmm.
people could have a chance to get off their exits or whatever.
Hmm.
And that's supposed to alleviate congestion. I didn't think it did. Like going through there this time, it was still very like heavy traffic.
Hmm. So at this point, you guys are in Phoenix in what, Monday, on a Monday,
Yeah,
or
was
was
it
it
Monday? It was Monday.
this Monday?
so
I think it was a
hmm
Monday. So okay, okay. So okay, so we push it along, and at this point, we cracked the California state line a couple hours later. Am I correct?
Correct.
Let me see. Let me see where I got the ladies at. See what I thought I had a pic. Oh yeah, this is where you guys are showing off at now. Let me see what I can pop up here. Nope, that's too. We too far ahead. I thought I had a picture. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm seeing the smiles now. They happy because they think that I made it. They think they'd have made it. So now
Right.
we're in Cali. So now we're in Cali with the state line from Phoenix to California. What we're talking a couple hours,
mhm.
about
Yeah.
100 miles. Okay.
Yep.
Bubbles, you supposed to know this. You from California. You supposed to
Yeah,
know
a
this.
couple hours.
Okay, about a
That's the
couple
only
hours.
state sign I want to stop at. California.
Okay, so now we're at the infamous California sign, the Palmetto State. Now we straight clowning at this point. So now Happy Days are here again. So going from the California state line, let's talk about going from there. And we got the merch. We got the tell us about the merch real quick. Tell us about the merch. Tell us about the merch
My
line. Let's do
merch,
it.
my
Yeah,
my BMQ.
yeah.
I have Boston MQ, and then I also shortened it to just BMQ. I like this logo, motorcycle.
Nice.
And then I have a bunch of other saying shirts that I actually was working on putting together a reel today, and I didn't finish it. Today's a
So
relaxed day.
okay, so tell me this. Okay, so Boston MQ, what does MQ stand for?
It's my initials.
Oh, okay, bet.
Hmm.
Okay. And we're going to talk about that later. And I need you to send me the link so we can put that in the description of the show title. So when people want to go ahead and support and purchase a merch, they can do so. So is pink the only color we can order?
No, actually, so I have it geared towards women, but there's a sprinkle of things in there for men, and I definitely
Okay.
have black and white for men. I also
Okay.
have been taking requests for specific colors.
Okay.
But really like my sayings and stuff,
Yeah.
it's biker chick stuff
Okay.
because everything is all geared towards men.
Okay.
So we need something for the women. So
Okay. Cause yeah, I don't mind picking up a shirt or two, a hoodie for the wife, but your boy ain't rocking no pink. I ain't rocking pink. I ain't doing.
that's what we have something for everyone.
There it is. That's so ladies, we're in California, so we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. And I know Bubba, she's feeling real happy, everything, because she can smell the California air. Because you know
Yes.
from
I'm
Cali.
sorry.
So talk to me, Bubbles. What we thinking now? What's on the mind?
Um, so when we got there, I was really happy to see the sign. I actually went up to hug it, being all horny and stuff. But
Did it hug you back?
um, that
Okay.
close to my home state. So yeah, I was really excited to be back home.
Very good. So okay, so we up in this thing. So now from the California state line to Santa Monica Pier, how many hours are we away? I want to say 4. Are we 4?
About
4 sounds right.
About
Mhm.
4. Depends on what the
4.
traffic looks like in the IE or Los Angeles County and LA, because we know how that works. So are we still in Monday at this time? We're still Monday?
Yes.
Okay, so when we hit the state line, what are we looking at? Late Monday afternoon?
Correct. Exactly. Well, you're good at
Okay.
this, Sarge.
Yeah, I've made the. You know what? Let me just say this. Let me say this one time. So this is probably like I want to say about a year or two ago, probably about 2 years ago, and we were launching some riders from Stockton Street, and I did the brief, and at the end they said, I said, "Do you guys have any questions?" They said, "Yeah, Sarge, are you gonna ever do the I-10 to the end?" I said, it made me crack up because I'm like, yeah, I kind of have to do this, to validate the highway. It's kind of wild that you would sponsor a ride that you never make the ride. But yes, I make the ride every year. I validate the ride each and every year because we always want to know what our riders are going through. If I ain't making a ride, I don't have a clue what my rider's going through. And that just didn't work very well. But okay, so we're rocking and we're going through the IE, and you guys are going through on a Monday afternoon. So I know what you guys are starting to face at this point. Traffic is starting to build up. Am I correct?
A
It,
little. Just a
it,
little bit.
it wasn't
Little bit.
bad. I'm trying to
Mhm.
think, like, now that I think about it, how did we not get stuck in like bumper to bumper traffic? I feel like we sailed through the
Yeah.
state sign all the way to the end.
Yeah, it wasn't it was
Yeah.
no congestion traffic. There was cars, but nothing. I think it's
Yeah,
just late.
y'all starting to get on my nerves. Y'all ride was way too easy. Y'all getting on my nerves. So you couldn't tell me Monday afternoon you guys just shot through there with no issues at all?
Yeah, I can't. There
Wow.
was no point of frustration at all. I feel
Good
like
for
the
you
only
guys.
time where we were really bogged down was Phoenix. Like in the
Mhm.
whole
Wow.
East Coast to West Coast, it really was only
Yeah.
Phoenix.
That's awesome. No matter how serious I try to act, my I-10 to the end ambassadors always bring me down to immaturity. I'm sitting there looking at low key say, the men's shirt says Boston. Hey man, I ain't playing with y'all, man. We try to be mature in this show. Hey, boss, you ain't got a shirt to say that, do you, for real?
No, but thanks for the idea, low key. Thank you.
Hey, I'm not rocking that shirt. I can tell you that. So yeah, I mean, so good for you guys that you didn't have to deal with it. Obviously, just like D Bell said, splitting lanes. So you guys didn't have to split like I'm sure you
We
split lanes. I'm
we
sure you
probably
did.
didn't have to, but we definitely did.
Yeah. Who's that say?
Reef.
Reese say she lying. Reese say you lying. Yeah.
No. Look, ask Bubblz.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The traffic was decent.
Yeah, the traffic wasn't bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not as bad as I thought it would be for especially getting the LA area.
Yep.
Yeah, our Soul United guys said they took the inclement weather for you guys. Hey, bros,
Thank
I'm
you.
starting to think Soldier United took all the bad stuff from
Yeah,
you
they
guys.
did.
They did. They ushered the storm out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, don't worry. They need to have something on the Cash App for y'all for taking all the headaches, man. But so okay, so no traffic. I mean, outstanding because typically when you and I'm sure Bubbles, you can attest to this. Going to LA, it's always a mess with the traffic. It's
Mm-hmm.
always a mess. So
That's
you guys get into LA some 4 hours later, and get to the Santa Monica Pier sign. How are we feeling? It's dark at this point, am I correct?
Mhm.
It is.
10 o'clock,
Yeah.
9 to 10. Mhm.
Let me see if I can find you. See if I can find you guys here. Is that you guys all smiling and everything?
Yeah.
Wow. So
Because
you're there.
it was a good run.
It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. If it was a great run for you guys, that means that you guys were prepared. When you're prepared, typically very little to nothing happens at all to you guys. So I'm seeing a smile on your face. You guys are here. What is this? About 8 or 9 o'clock at night?
Was it
No,
like
it's later than
nine or
that.
10?
It was about 9 or 10.
Yeah, it was about midnight my time. And I'm gonna be honest with you. So when you guys get there, I'm actually coming home from work. I think I am. And I was exhausted at night. And when you guys finally posted, my wife had to come run and wake me up. I was sitting there waiting on the couch for you guys, and I had actually fell asleep. And she's like, so I had to just jump up real quick and act like I was really into the game. But I ain't gonna lie, I was slipping hard. So we see you guys here. And again, congratulations at this point, because now what I've got is I've got riders. I got riders number 182, Boston, who's now on a second award, Gold Star. And now I got Bubblz, who's number 303. So let's do this real quick, real lady. Let's do this. Let's give you Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
And I'm going to say this for those who are viewing today, and I know we've been laughing and goofing around and having a great time with this. What these ladies did is not easy. And I continue to repeat this to everybody who's going to be watching the podcast. Everybody's watching the podcast today. This is not something that you get out of bed for the first time and do. This is something that you have to work your way up to. My man, Pastor Retro, he has this great campaign called the Mission 48, where you run the 48 or the four corners of your state. That's a good practice point. Or start riding out 200, 300, 600 miles in one trip and building your stamina for this trip. Because what these ladies done You know, they getting up in the morning and they're knocking down a thou wow plus, and they're going through the gauntlet, and they're going through cold weather, and they're going through rain. That ain't for the average Joe Blow. You have to work your way up to that. Is that a fair assessment, ladies?
Yes.
Yep.
And listen to Bubbles. She's the smiley face gangster, man.
She.
She, hey, you no longer are just smiley face. You the smiley face gangster now, because you ride for real. Okay, so ladies, at this point, because we're gonna take it in the home, let's sum it up, and I'm gonna turn it over to you guys, and each of you guys, I would like you to have an opportunity to tell us things that you learn or things that you would like to share with us from the ride. And let's do it. Let's start with you, Bubbles, if you don't mind. What were your takeaways from the ride?
My takeaway is to learn how to enjoy the ride. Because a lot of times on my rides, I am fixated on point A to Z and miss a lot of the cool stuff in between. So, take away from this, I got to enjoy a little more of the ride in between, especially coming back on the Route 66. That's something I always want to take. So even the simplest things like seeing the windmills was great to me. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Have the right heated gear, test it out. Like
Yeah, that was dope.
and I usually do. I have two different gloves. I've had the jacket for, maybe I need to replace the jackets because I've had it for about 10 years in two different types of gloves. But I didn't know if it was just that cold or if it stopped working or what. But yeah, I guess just test out the gear. But it was a really good trip.
I would definitely say test out the gear. And you say you've had the heated gear for 10 years?
Yeah, and it's never given me an issue. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Now the reason I have two different gloves because I misplaced one and I went out and bought another one, the hot wire. So yeah, it was just weird to me. But
Okay. So let me ask this, Bubbles, before we turn it over to Boston. So this riding the 10, I think because you went from Atlanta to San Diego, so I'm sure you did the 20 and 40 and then dropped down to the 8.
yeah.
Was this ride a lot different than your ride doing?
When I did the first time, I went from San Diego to Georgia, so I did the 8 to, if I remember right,
the 8 to the 10 to the 20?
10 to 20. And
Yeah.
to me, because I've been on the 8 a few times, especially that area up to Arizona, there's a lot more wind. It's more windier to me. I was kind of expecting that on the 10. There was some gusts, but not as much as I expected. So the first time I went from San Diego to Georgia, I guess the biggest difference between that trip and the I-10 is that it's round trip this time. So yeah.
Low-key said, what would you do differently? Knowing what you know now. Anything differently?
Just my heated gear. I think that was the issue. That cold was brutal. It was so cold they snapped my camera mount, so I didn't have a camera coming back.
Wow.
Tried to look for it. And when we stopped, I went to unscrew it, and the whole thing snapped off. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys made it look easy, and we laugh about that, but we know it wasn't easy.
It wasn't.
But you guys also took the 40 coming back, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got up there and that's grown folks land this time of year in early April. So okay, so Boston, talk to us. This is your second time. You're a G. So talk to me. Was it easy the first time or easy the second time?
So honestly, I think the first time was easier. Like we hit inclement weather, colder weather the first time, but I was prepared. So what did I learn this time? To pack all my gear. Have I heard that before? Yes, I have. Did I listen? No, I didn't. I was unprepared. So I had like cold weather gear. I just didn't have my heated gear.
So you had base layer gear.
Well, yeah, and like outer layer stuff too, like waterproof, weatherproof stuff. It just
Mhm.
wasn't heated. So that's what I learned to just, I gotta make sure to one, check the weather better, and then two, to make sure that I pack everything. Which okay, I can do that. Other than that, like I feel like this was like it was a really good trip, and I enjoyed traveling with Bubblz, the drill
Mhm.
sergeant. So and I'm telling you, people don't get it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but we had fun, and it was a good trip, and I actually I enjoy being pushed a little bit.
yeah.
Because if I was by myself, I wouldn't have done the whole El Paso to Santa Monica. I'd been like, okay, I'm gonna ride to Phoenix and spend the night, and then I'm gonna ride
Yeah.
from Phoenix into Santa Monica. So that was good. And then also I feel like I was as I was riding and looking, I'm like, was I asleep the first time that I did this? I feel like I'm seeing so many things for the first time.
Yeah.
Um, so it was nice to see it again, and some things I felt like I was seeing for the first time. I did want to say though that like a couple of things that I did learn is one, download the Loves app, because there's a Loves every 5 miles, and you get
Shout
10
out to
cents
David
off a
Bill.
gallon if you
Yeah.
have
D
the
Bill
app.
will tell you that. Yeah.
And then I Exit is an app. I don't know if
Yep.
it's
I
on
exit a
Android.
big deal. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on Android, but I know it's on iPhone, and
Hmm.
that's amazing because you can see that there's not going to be another gas stop for 100 miles.
Correct.
And then what was the third one? Oh, weather on the way. That I found. Oh my God, I
That
love
was
that.
very
You can
helpful.
you can type in like where you are and where you're going. It's weather connected with a GPS. So it'll map
Hmm.
out your whole route and tell you what the weather is going to be at the time that you hit that area. So we use that a lot to know, like when we left Baton Rouge, it showed that it was going to be raining in Houston. So we put our wet weather gear on, or our rain gear on. Sorry, military term. We put on our rain gear, and we're prepared when it did start raining. So weather on the way, that's a really good one. And then other than that, like I had fun. Like it was cool. And the end of I-10, I thought for sure it was never going to end. It was so long. That last 20-30 minutes was like, oh my God, where are we riding to?
Mhm.
Yeah. When you were talking, somebody brought something up that
Mm,
I remember your last ride when you and Icy did it. You guys had the fire edition in LA, am I
mm.
correct?
Yeah, the fire edition. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had a very hairy ride. I remember that, and they shut down a large section of the 10 in LA because of the fires. Was it a fire or the bridge? It was something.
There was a fire under the bridge. They said that the highway was on fire, so they
Yeah,
diverted traffic off of I-10 while they were doing whatever. They had to check for structural damage and stuff even once they got the fire out.
yeah, I remember that. I remember that. So when you say your ride was uneventful, that was pretty eventful. That ride, that was a little weird. And I remember during that time, I might have got quite a bit of phone calls. Sarge, tell the ladies, Sarge, this is. I said, yo, they know more than we know at this point. But I remember
Yeah.
checking in with you guys
Yeah.
doing that
And
situation.
that's how it was this go around. But it was of that storm that went across Texas,
Hmm.
and a couple of people reached out to me like, this is what you're riding into. And then, with Nasty posting about the weather that he was going through, like
Hmm.
that was a heads up for us also.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that well. But okay, so let's wind this down. Let's say this. Uh, Obviously, it was a very successful ride. You guys had it together. Uh, what would you tell, last words, what would you tell a rider? What would your words be for a rider that's coming behind you in the next few days? Because there are riders coming right behind you in the next few days. What would you want to let them know? And let's start with you, Bubbles. What would you want to tell that rider that's coming behind you in the next few days?
Um, To besides the obvious of making sure your bike maintenance is on point, proper gear, rain gear, heated gear, shoes, um, to just be prepared and enjoy it.
Good to go. Good to go. Would you was that you that told me that you saw a lot more on this trip?
Oh, I
Would
think
you
that was Boston because she went twice, so she
okay.
saw more of this.
Okay. Well, we'll
Hey,
get
look,
that
I
then.
think we both said it in a different way because Bubble
Yeah.
said that normally she's just point A to point B, but this time she actually was like taking things in. And then from myself, I feel the same way. I feel like I saw more things or I was paying attention to more things.
Hmm.
Like the
Because
little gas stops, the little gas stations we went to, especially on the way back. I kept collecting little souvenirs, the little hole in the wall places.
yeah, I saw you guys. Who was it? I saw you guys at one time. Y'all were really starting to kind of enjoy yourself. I would see you guys stopping in the Buckies and having a great time. And let's face it, a lot of times when you're in an MC, we see things one way. We see, okay, we got the run. I don't care what's in between. I just got to get to the run. We get to the run. We get to the party. We get to the everything. And then, oh, by the way, I got to get right back home real quick because I got to go to work. And I do agree with you on that. Being in a club, that's all we see. We rip across the highway, we rip across America, and we don't stop to smell the roses or to see things or see great sights and see the beauty of this country and what it has to offer, especially behind the handlebars of a motorcycle. So I do agree with that, and I don't want to steal your thunder on that, Boston. I'll let you kind of elaborate on that, but you did say you saw more this trip.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
I paid attention to more.
you paid attention to more. So what words would you leave for a rider coming behind you? What suggestions would you give for those guys?
To definitely check the weather, 10 days, the whole forecast, going and coming, and be prepared for that. And also a big thing is to recognize that 65 degrees in Florida is not the same 65 degrees in the desert. Like different elevations or whatever, like the temperature, the number is the same, but the feel is different.
Yeah, the wind
So
chill and those type of things, wet, cold, dry, cold. Yeah, I agree.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
And just be prepared for whatever is thrown at you because there's construction, there's accidents. That was one of the things we got hung up a little bit in an accident. And it actually was construction and an accident. They had it closed to one lane, but then there was an accident in that lane. So like I have a picture on my page where we're literally parked on the highway because nobody was moving anywhere. So the biggest thing is just be prepared for whatever is thrown at you.
yeah,
Be ready
yeah.
for it.
I totally agree with you guys, and I'm gonna add one thing if you guys don't mind. This ride, April, and I have a few riders that are coming along with humidity makes a difference with the different. Yeah, Bell is right because those folks who live on the East Coast, we're used to humidity. Folks who live on the West Coast, Midwest, not so much, and it can be deceptive, especially when you live in Arizona. I catch the devil when I'm in Arizona because when it's hot, you don't sweat, and then when you really know you're overheated, it's too late because we're so used to sweating on the East Coast. So I think that's a big deal. But my takeaway for our audience tonight, I would say this: no matter what, I mean, April's still going to be very nice. It's the sweet spot. April going across the country is a sweet spot to me. October is the other sweet spot. Anything else other than that, it gets June. It gets June, July, August is hell on wheels. But I'm gonna say this: you can't underestimate the value of electrolytes, hydration. You got to do it. You got to do it. Your body will feel good until it doesn't feel good, and then at that point, you got to shut it down and you got to do the right thing for your body. Is that fair, ladies?
Very fair.
And you that's to make sure y'all facts, please. And shout out to all my guests who came on with us, rock with us today. You ladies brought them out, man. Y'all brought the VIP, my I-10 ambassadors. I like to thank those guys publicly. Low Key, the Great Reef, Big Country, Becky Tart, Carl, you name it, Kodak, the Ground Pound. I have a host of I-10 to the N ambassadors that are constantly watching these rides and helping and supporting in any way they can, not because nothing else, but because they love the riders that are on the road. They love this stuff. And no matter how many rides I see, I never get tired of seeing riders or bikers going across the country and riding and fulfilling dreams and goals that they have for themselves. And somebody said one day to me, Sarge, the Iron Elite, like the super bikers are, no, you're missing the point. Iron Elite is just a brand. We're all great. No matter how far you ride, we're all great. And we're just trying to become better bikers, safer bikers, more proficient bikers, because the ultimate goal is to go where you want to go and make it home safe and sound to your family. What you think, ladies?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the ultimate goal.
Truth.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for caring enough to share your ride with us. Because of ladies like you, we're going to be better motorcycle riders. We're going to be safer riders. We're going to be more efficient, more proficient riders. And because of you sharing with us, you're inspiring somebody today who always thought about it and said, I don't think I can do that. But after watching ladies like you, they're going to say, maybe I can start preparing myself to be able to experience what these ladies experience. So thank you. DJ D Reddy said, great interview, ladies. You know who DJ G Reddy is, right?
Thank you. No, who's
She's that lady that launched y'all at the gas station. She's the behind the scenes
get
person.
out.
That's the operations officer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the operations officer, she makes everything happens on this thing. To be honest, without her, I don't even, somebody asked me the other day, say, Sarge, how much does blah, blah, blah cost? I was embarrassed to say, I don't even know. I asked my wife, or, hey, Sarge, I'm going to ride at this time. The wife tells me every ride, she tells me about what we have to do. She tells me where I need to be at. And I'm just the guy who's taking all the credit for doing little to nothing. But she does everything for us in the background as the operations officer, what we doing. So, ladies, any last word before we shut this thing down and let y'all get ready for work tomorrow?
Wait, who's going to work?
Hey, give me to December and I'm coming behind you. Bubblz, you going to work tomorrow?
Yes, I am. Fun is over. Back to reality.
It's hard out there for a pimp. Any last words before we shut this live feed down?
No, thank you, Sarge.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, so much. We can't wait to see you guys out there on the highway again. What's coming up in the future? Boston, where you going in the future?
Tulsa in May. Black Wall Street.
Yep.
Black Wall Street. Bubblz, where you going soon?
I'm going also Black Wall Street and Peace Run.
That's what's up. That's what the Peace Ride is in Slidell.
Yes.
Slidell. Shout out to GQ. And the Peace Army.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys on the highway. In the meantime, in between time, man, y'all keep it motorcycle. So here it is. Let me get my numbers together. Who I got? Okay. Let's see. I'm messing up bad here. Okay, I got my numbers. I got Gold Star, second award rider, Boston 182, rider 303, April Bubblz. Man, congratulations to you, ladies. And let's give you this round of applause real quick. Here we go. Awesome job. Good night, ladies, and have a safe week, and we'll see you out there on the slab. You dig? Peace. Take care. Okay, so there you have it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight, man. We had the Salt and Pepper edition. We had Boston and Bubblz, man, who just made their epic I-10 to the end ride from Jacksonville, Florida to Santa Monica Pier, California, and then back respectively to Georgia and North Carolina, man. Thank you, ladies, because of ladies like you, we are better motorcycle riders today. Keep in mind, man, Take notes to all this information that we're giving you guys out here because it can make your ride a better ride, man. We don't know everything, but we're sharing with you guys what we do know to be able to, again, to assist you to have the best experience on your motorcycle ride. South Florida, your boy coming in a couple weeks, man. I'll be down in Miami hollering at my family down there, the Bells, Joe Fan, Tommy, Anna, the East Coast Wind Sisters, Miami Breed. I'm gonna be down there hollering at all you guys, man. I can't wait to get down to South Florida, holler at my people down there. So all my motorcycle riders that are on the road this weekend, I hope you guys are safe and sound, made it back home to your families. And oh, by the way, man, get some rest because you got to get your behind up and get to work Monday morning. So with that being said, man, keep it motorcycling, you dig? And we'll talk to you guys again soon. Oh, by the way, stay tuned for my man Nasty, Dahuro Nation, Edwin Nelson. We're going to be bringing him on next Sunday to talk about his I-10 today. And oh, by the way, Edwin or Nasty is a Gold Star 3rd award rider, man. So we'll be having him on soon next Sunday to talk about his epic ride at the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, to do his thing, man. So with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody being on. Appreciate you, Bolo, for rocking with us, man. Appreciate to the Bells. Appreciate the Low Key, DJ D Ready, man. Thank you to everybody who support this platform the way you do. With your support, man, we'll continue to make this platform a stronger and stronger platform. So stay tuned for a lot of cool stuff coming up. I plan on having more shows. We're going to be talking about some shows coming up here soon. We're going to be talking about roadside recovery, roadside maintenance. So stand by for that. It'll be coming soon. So in the meantime, man, y'all keep it motorcycling. Stay safe. One love, everybody. Peace.
This is the Mileage Bully, Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite podcast. You dig?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Iron Elite podcast with my man, Big Star, where we always keep the motorcycle. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
Hey now, it's your girl Piper, the 2025 Iron Elite Female Titan, and you're now tuned in to Sarge on the Iron Elite Podcast Show, home of the Ground Pounders Reunion and the Coast to Coast Run, the social experiment, where motorcycling is not just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You dig? Now like, share, subscribe, and follow for all things motorcycling, and I'll see you on the sled.
What's good, people? This is Brief Solo, Official Ride to Eat, and 2025 Titan. Come to you from Sarge's Iron Elite Podcast. I need y'all to like, subscribe, share. Tune in. Stay abreast of all this Iron Elite news.
Hey, it's your boy Low Key. Y'all know I roll with Big Sarge and the Iron Elite, home of the Titan Award and the Ground Pounder Family Reunion. Each one teach one, you dig?
Dion.